Good morning, brothers and the occasional sister. We become what our thoughts are. That's a very, very heavy sentence, but it's true. And it can make your life really awesome or real shit. The simplest thought, like I'm going to get up tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock instead of 7 so I can see the sun rise and hear the birds like I'm doing this morning, can change your whole day. And the dogs enjoy it too, because they like getting up early. This is my neighbour's pond, Murray. He used to be my landlord, but now he's my neighbour. For over 10 years I rented this bit of land. I hunted the rabbits on it. I harvested the mushrooms when they were in season on it and ran my dogs on it, kept them fit. But one other thing I did in all that time I was renting the old farmhouse is I imagined one day a piece of this land to be mine. I manifested something. I thought eventually one day the landlord's going to want to sell it because he's older than me and he doesn't want to manage the whole farm. It's 30 acres. It was already divided up into lots of 10. And so I always thought maybe one day I could own it. Now, there's people around that have more money than me that could have owned it. So I became a part of the land while I was renting it. This paddock here, it's got Highland cattle in it. Down here, there's some of them. The bull's in one paddock, that's the cow there. And there's the bull looking over the fence on the right hand side. Once or twice a year my landlord would go away overseas and I'd look after his cattle for him at no cost. I'd take care of his cattle and I'd make sure they were fed and they were kept, their fences were shifted, and I'd look after them. And it was a peace of mind for my landlord because he could go away and know his cattle were okay. Those are all wild loganberry down there, plenty of it. I'd pick those when they were in season. Once a week I'd shoot a rabbit and keep the pakikos down because pakikos are a pest here and they would kill all the fledgling ducks, particularly the scalps in the pond. And today you can see these ducks here, they're actually tame to me. They come right to my farmhouse and they actually peck on my bedroom window to get fed in the morning. They're the not the native ducks. Native ducks are over here. Where are we? Just there. There's a couple of scalps there. These are common mallard and they know me. There's 7 of them and their mother, or 7 ducklings and the mother. That's the shared driveway. It belongs to Murray and me now. I own half and he owns the other half, and some rabbits running around on it. And that's my latest manifestation, I guess you could call it. A 4-bay shed, one that's closed up, and my old Toyota Land Cruiser, 1990 Toyota Land Cruiser, which maybe one day I'll get running again properly. It's actually in good running order, just needs some external things done. These guys are incredibly tame. The old farmhouse is behind that big stand of native. There's a lot of native in there, mostly Manuka, but also beech and Rimu. And that there is one of the reasons I wanted to buy the land, for that there, that bit of native bush. I say one of the reasons. All that Manuka provides really good Manuka honey, which we have, but we also get a lot of clover honey too, because the paddocks have got clover that's been planted in them. And I'll show you a bit more about that and go into depth a bit more about what that and how that relates to about we get what we think and the importance of the clover. These guys have made it their home. The paradise ducks, they'll give you away every time when you're away hunting, particularly deer stalking. You sneak into a gully and there they are, telling the whole gully here. Go on, bugger off. Anyway, that was a manifestation. I thought long and hard about it for a long time, actually many, many years. And over a year ago, I bought the timber for that, and finally that there's up and running now too. But let's get back to the clover. So, this paddock behind me here is mine. But there's not just clover growing in there, there's all sorts of things growing in there. There's some things that are really useful, and some things that aren't so useful, like this yellow buttercup that grows down here, the yellow tops. That's not so good. But we've also got dandelions growing in here. And to my goats and my sheep, it's like getting little lollipops growing around. And then we've got this. These grasses are going to become hay very soon, and that'll go in my new shed. In fact, we need to start thinking about cutting it soon because the heads are getting quite sort of thick. But that's still really packed with nutrition for either Murray's cattle or someone else's cattle, and it's something we really want to have. Of course, among the buttercup, we've also got lots of this clover, white clover. Now, the good thing about white clover, and there is plenty of it in this paddock here, is it's actually a legume. So what it does is it takes from the atmosphere nitrogen and puts it back into the soil. It creates nitrogen, just like beans do. And we spread clover around here quite a long time ago, and it's still growing today. In fact, it's prolific through here, so it makes also good baleage as well as good hay, but it also puts nitrogen back into the soil for other plants, good plants to grow. And down here, if you look down in among the grass, it's just got all sorts of stuff happening, like plantain. Plantain is high nutrition, cattle eat it, goats eat it, sheep eat it, and it's also really good medicine for us human beings. It's got lots of uses. Poke and smell a, oh, it's over there somewhere, I think a pukeko. Now this is a dock, and it's pretty useless. It's a useless plant, it's useless to have in your garden. And the thing about it is, if you have enough dock, nothing really grows underneath it. However, us humans can eat the small dock leaves, and occasionally I do. So for livestock, not so good, but for us humans, it's okay, but we don't want it in our garden, and we don't want it really in the paddock, because it takes up space. Okay, the paddock itself is massive, and there's also bad things that could grow in here, like gorse. And I've done a lot of work to get the gorse out in the early days, but so has the previous landlord, Murray. We want to grow good stuff in our paddock. Now the paddock doesn't care what we grow in it. It doesn't care at all what we put in it. It couldn't care less if I put nightshade down here, or I put dock or gorse, or I put all the good stuff like plantain and rye and this wonderful clover that's going to give us nice clover honey and also put nitrogen back in the soil. The paddock doesn't care. And it's exactly the same with that bit of jelly between our ears. Our mind doesn't care what we grow in it. We have to make a decision, a mindful decision, what we're going to put in our paddock, and we've got to make a mindful decision what we put in our minds. And if we put good stuff in our minds, if we manifest good stuff, we'll get that good stuff. And it's as simple as that. It's called the law of attraction. You could put really horrible things every day in your mind if you chose to, or if you somehow fed off that in some negative way, and you would end up with a horrible life. Or you could put really good things, like compassionate thoughts to other people, thinking about how you could make the ones you love their lives better, and plan things for them and plan things for yourself, and utilize it. Because the mind doesn't care either way, but whatever you do, it will end up having it. Come on, let's go. So that's my my little sort of spiel today on you are what you think. Oh, it's a dog's life, I tell you. I go around and I sniff the grass, I smell shit, and I go up and I go, oh, that smells nice. And I sniff it, and if I can't eat it, and I can't hump it, then I just piss on it and move on. And I think there's something around here too. Where the hell is that pukeko? Or maybe it's a rat. Where's that rat gone? We'll find it. That's a dog's life. We don't really worry too much at all. As far as all this bollocks about you are what you think, I don't even think, I just am. I just live life. I don't even think about it. I just sniff that and smell that and shite on that and eat that and roll in that. It's a great life for a doggy. Oh yes, I couldn't give a fuck about anything. That wanker going on about you are what you think. I just am, man. I'm Peace McBride, and I'm a happy little doggy just being a doggy, because I am. And that's the life of a dog. Maybe you'd like to come back as a dog in your next life. Dogs just there, but we humans, we're much more complex. Our brains are highly complex. They're intricate. We're the most probably intricate brain on the planet, well, the one that we know about. And because of that, our brains can be really amazing, do incredible things and create amazing lives for ourselves and the ones we love. But we can also create turmoil and be in a living hell. And it's all about being mindful about your thoughts. So brothers and the occasional sister watching the Project Club today, I'm going to go and sit in my manifestation and keep on manifesting something in my mind, something else, the next thing that I'm going to one day have. And if you can guess what that is, it's got 3 syllables in it, and it's probably way out of range, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. So I'm going to sit in here and do some manifesting. We are our thoughts, literally. I'm living proof of that. I have thought my way out of 2 life-threatening disease processes. I'm still here smiling and making videos for you guys. There she goes. Pull out of my local boozer in me Toyota Land Cruiser. She's a bloody doozer, gets me where I need to go. Well, she may be well outdated and naturally aspirated, but she never leaves me frustrated. Man, she sure can tow. Have a great day, go steady, check on her brother and check on your thoughts.